And hello all, lesson 7, chapter 7, lesson 7, converting customary units. Now the textbook calls it multiplying a whole number by a mixed number, which is true, but really the big focus is on converting units from hours to minutes, minutes to seconds, quarts to gallons, and so on. Go ahead and pause for a moment, take a look at assignment number 30, check your even answers, and come on back when you're ready. And so folks, we have been multiplying fractions and mixed numbers for a while, even finding parts of fractions, or in this case, actually parts of a whole number. Today, we're going to find multiplying a whole number by a mixed number in order to change units. Again, quarts to pints, yards to inches, etc. Sooner or later, we're going to use these skills of multiplying, dividing, fractions, mixed numbers, in finding parts, pieces, portions, or finding the original number when you find a part, piece, or portion. But for today, let's focus on units, shall we? And pause, come on back when you are ready. So I'm going to show you two different units, and you will get the joy of choosing which you would prefer. Now, first things first, since we have been working on a particular method of multiplying fractions and mixed numbers, let's talk about that. If you don't know, every gallon is equivalent to 4 quarts. And so we can use our multiplication principle, 3.5 gallons each, 4 quarts to each gallon. Changing that, let's go ahead and write it horizontally. We're going to rewrite each of these as an improper fraction. Naturally, 4 would be 4 wholes. 3 1/2 can be rewritten as 7 halves. Now you may multiply first or reduce first. I prefer to reduce, make the numbers a little easier. 2 goes into 2 once and into 4 twice. Now we go ahead and see 7 times 2 is 14, 1 times 1 is 1, and what we get here is 14 quarts. But there is another method, and some would even argue a simpler or quicker, maybe I should say more efficient method. Now I'm going to write out multiple steps. That does not mean you have to write out each and every step. But I want you to think about these 3 gallons. Each of those 3 gallons are 4 quarts. And in addition to the 3 gallons, we have another half gallon, or in other words, half of 4 quarts. So really what you can do is say, well, 3 gallons, 4 quarts each is 12 quarts. A half of 4 quarts is 2, and therefore you will find a total of 14 quarts. Please notice they are the same exact thing. In fact, students with the strongest skills could do both methods, but I would even challenge some of you to try to do method 2 without even writing the first step. Now you got to show some kind of work, right? So we got problem, we got work, we got answer, or problem, work, answer. You can skip this part if you wish. All right, let's go on. Let's do another one. Pause, rewind if you need. One thing we should know, 1 yard is 3 feet. But Mr. Callan, it's not asking for feet, it's asking for inches. So each of those yards is 36 inches. Now let's go ahead and use the multiplication method. 1 2/3 yards, and each of those yards is 36 inches. We will go ahead and rewrite 1 2/3 as 5/3. 36 wholes as well, 36 wholes. Multiply first or reduce first. I'll choose to reduce first. We end up with 5 times 12, 1 times 1, in other words, 60 inches. Now let's try that other method, shall we? Where 1, in this case it's not multiple, 1 yard is 36 inches. And then a part of a yard, or in other words, part of 36 inches. Naturally, 1/36 is 36. Now, to do this simply, yes, you could use cross-canceling, but I would challenge those of you trying this method to do so mentally. 1/3 of 36 is 12. So 2/3 of 36, or 2/12s, would be 24. Go ahead and add those up, and you will have the same answer. Again, students with the strongest skills can do both methods. And I would challenge some of you to try to do the second method without writing it. So once again, problem, work, answer. Sooner or later, as you get older, the idea would be to do this all mentally and go straight from the problem to the answer. Otherwise, you are doing it, let me put a green here, problem, work, answer. All right, let's do one more example, and then you may start your homework up. Here we are converting minutes to seconds. Naturally, we know that each minute is the equivalent of 60 seconds. So the multiplication method, 2 2/5 minutes. Each of those is 60 seconds. Let's rewrite 2 2/5 as 12/5. Let's rewrite 60 wholes as 60 wholes. No magic here, folks. We're just rewriting it in a different way, but it's the same quantities. I'm going to go ahead and reduce early because 5 goes into 5 once, 5 goes into 60 12 times. Now 12 times 12, 1 times 1, and you guessed it, 144 seconds. Let's check the other method out. We have 2 full minutes, 60 seconds apiece, and then we have an additional 2/5 of a minute, or 2/5 of 60. Now 2 60s is 120 seconds. But now what about this one? Now again, take 1/5, little disappearing ink here. Take 1/5. A fifth of 60 is 12, right? But we don't want 1/5, we want 2/5. In other words, 2 12s gives you 24. Naturally, when you add those up, you will get the same answer. Therefore, 2 2/5 minutes is the equivalent of 144 seconds. So as you can see, we are continuing to practice the multiplication of fractions or mixed numbers. In this case, we're going to multiply fractions or mixed numbers by whole numbers. But I would challenge some of you to try both methods. Just remember, I have given you permission to try not to write that first step. All right, folks, that's all I got for today. More on that in class. Actually, you know what? We're not going to be talking so much in class. 2 problems on Cami. Do I even want to do that? We'll see. Go ahead and continue your homework on a piece of paper. My A group students, B group students, do page 199, 6 to 34, even 39 to 46, all on a piece of paper. And my virtual only students, go ahead and fill out those 2 problems and then do the rest on Cami. Thanks, folks. Let me know if you have any questions after your quiz. Have a nice day.